Hey everyone!
Hello, happy Monday, everybody. It's Steph and Danny from WDW Magazine, DLR Magazine, and DCL Magazine here with you.
This is kind of like a surprise live. We weren't really planning this, but this afternoon we were talking and we're like, wow, we have been traveling so much. We've been to WDW and Philadelphia, both for Disney things in the last 2 weeks, and we haven't come on to really chat with you about it. So we figured it was time to come share what we've learned about Tron,
About Disney 100.
about all the Disney thrills, Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, and the new rooms at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, we've had a really busy couple of weeks, and it's been a minute since Steph and I did a live. So we wanted to come and say hello and tell you guys some awesome Disney stuff that we've been up to.
So I see Patty's here, Laszlo's here, Susanna, thank you. Trina, thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody.
We love doing these Facebook Lives. We love getting the chance to talk with everybody. We're going to be catching you up on some of the stuff we've been doing recently. If you have any burning Disney questions, you can leave those in the comments. We'll do our best to answer anything that comes up. But really what we wanted to do tonight is fill you guys in on the awesome stuff that we've been up to at Disney World and beyond.
So about 2 weeks ago, March 14th to March 16th, we were invited by Disney to go down for a media preview of Tron, but not just Tron. They were calling this event All the Disney Thrills. It was really cool because not only did we get to preview Tron, talk to some Imagineers, see the merchandise, all of that fun stuff, but we also got to experience all 4 parks and do some of our very favorite thrill rides in each park. We also got to see the return of Happily Ever After.
Yes.
Well, a cast preview.
A preview for everybody else.
It returns next week.
April 4th, you'll be able to watch Happily Ever After light up the night sky. During the media preview that we went to, Disney was also hosting a cast life event, something that they do to celebrate the cast members who play such a vital role in the Disney experience. And we got to preview the return of Happily Ever After. It's the same show you know and love. It's the same fan favorite. They have upgraded and added new projections on Main Street.
So if you've seen Enchantment, the thing that they really enhanced in technology-wise with the fireworks for Enchantment was the projections of the colors and the lights all along the building on Main Street. So the fireworks, the castle projections are all the same.
All that's the same.
Totally the same for Happily Ever After. It's going to make you cry just like always. But if you're watching from further back on Main Street, those colors and projections bleed onto Main Street so that you're kind of brought into that world of the castle. You're not getting distracted being like, the candy shop is over there. It's just like, yes, I'm part of the show. I'm in the middle of the show.
It's also a great way to add more viewing areas. You don't need to be super concerned about trying to get right up front and center in front of the castle. There's great sight lines all the way down Main Street, even if you're viewing off to the side, like towards Tomorrowland. Lots of great angles. We love the show. It's great. It's super fun that it's back. It definitely, brought back all those memories. We had the opportunity to speak with the show director, which was very interesting. You can look for some tidbits from that coming up in the May issue of the magazine.
That's true. So if you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe in order to get that May issue that you're actually sending to the printer next week.
Very soon.
And we have a cool article about Happily Ever After in there.
So the big headline of this Disney Thrills event was we got to ride Tron. And we got to ride Tron Lightcycle Run a bunch of times.
Daytime, nighttime, first row, with a ride cam, which you may have seen.
Yes, this is a really cool photo. I don't know if I would call this a ribbon cutting per se, but while we were there for this event, they brought out, this is the launch team. These are the cast members who have been working really hard to get this ride up and running for the public.
Thank you, cast members.
Jeff Vale was there. The Disney ambassadors were there. Some of the stars of the original 1982 Tron were there, and they did this wonderful little launch ceremony. And I got this great photo of all the cast members.
It looks just great at night, but it also looks awesome in the day.
Yeah, one thing that I love so much about Tron is that it's totally changed the Tomorrowland skyline. Tomorrowland has always had, these very iconic views, the way Space Mountain looks, the Astro Orbiter. It's really, really cool. And I love the way the Tron canopy, swoops and sweeps. And
I think it really enhances what's already in Tomorrowland. Like, it doesn't take away from Space Mountain or the Astro Orbiter or anything else that you're hoping to see. Oh, this is a really good question. We're going to be heading down to go ride Tron, but the hubby is 6'4". Is that going to be an issue? Well, you're about 6'1".
Okay, so let's talk about the ride vehicle for Tron. I'm 6'1" and a little bit on the heavier side. I was in the ride car, no trouble at all. Disney very helpfully has ride vehicles out front of the queue. So before you commit to a long wait, you can get in, try it out, and make sure it's going to fit. Trina, if your 6'4" husband, has he ever done Flight of Passage? If you can fit on Flight of Passage, I would be very confident that you will also fit on Tron.
There is quite a lot of space on Tron. Like, I don't know the exact dimensions, but you would have to be very tall, like 8 feet tall to have a problem, I think. But I would actually recommend that everybody tries out the ride vehicle, even if you're 100% sure you're going to fit, and most people do fit. It's a weird ride vehicle to get in and out of. It's not like a normal roller coaster or dark ride attraction kind of vehicle. And you only have a few seconds to get on, sometimes get around the other side of the car and get on this bike and secure yourself. So I would practice a few times just so you feel confident and not flustered the first time you get on. We rode it originally in Shanghai and I was very flustered.
So just for anyone who hasn't seen what the ride vehicles look like, it's like a motorcycle. So you do straddle the seat and then almost lay with your chest on the body of the ride vehicle. I see Trina's responding that he was able to do Flight of Passage, but he was crunched. So it's not the exact same ride vehicle. I think that you're a little more horizontal on Tron. Like Flight of Passage, you're more seated. If you, for whatever reason, if you don't fit in the motorcycle vehicle, or if you're not able to get into that position, Disney does have the back 2 seats of the cars for Tron are ADA compliant. So if guests are in a wheelchair or an ECV, you do still have to transfer, but the seats are more of a traditional bucket seat with a lap bar restraint.
So if you're very tall, maybe if you have some kind of sensitivity on your belly that it would be very uncomfortable to be pushed down onto, or if you are more poo-sized, shall we say, we love all our poo-sized friends, you can very comfortably ride in the back. And the cool thing about the back, so it's fun to ride in the front, all the wind in your face and everything. This is a fast ride. You're going to get wind anywhere. But in the back, you see the whole train of cars in front of you, and that is a really cool perspective.
You also see more of the projection show. So without getting too much into spoilers and, the movie Tron and the story of the ride, you're on Team Blue and you're in a high-speed competition against the other teams.
Team Orange.
If you're sitting farther back in Tron, when you're in the indoor portions, it's easier to see. There's a lot of action happening projected on walls and stuff around you. As you move farther back in the train, it's easier to sort of follow the action against Team Orange.
Yeah. You get a couple extra seconds to see what's happening around you.
So all of this is to say, regardless of your size, regardless of your, flexibility and mobility, Tron is very adaptable, either in the regular motorcycle style cars or in the bucket seat.
The Disney website does list some health concerns that you may want to avoid riding if you have any of these concerns. So you can check that out. They're posted outside the ride too, just like any other ride.
Yeah, I don't want that to discourage anyone because it's a really fun, really awesome ride. The signature part of the ride is this launch. So the way the queue is designed, like right when you get digitized and enter the grid, right away you're going to get this awesome view of the cars launching. And it's a launch. You get up to nearly 60 miles an hour, which puts it right up there with Guardians of the Galaxy as the fastest.
I don't know if Guardians of the Galaxy is the fastest. I don't know what the miles per hour is on that. I would say Rock and Roller Coaster and Everest are fast.
Or Test Track gets up above 60, I believe.
But this is now the fastest ride at Disney World, and it is awesome. It is my favorite coaster at Disney, I think, now.
Yeah, it's really great. On a positive note, for me at least, I did not get motion sick.
I didn't either.
When we did Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, I got extremely nauseous. It was a problem for me.
It ruined the whole rest of his day. Like, he was white like a sheet. I was very concerned we were gonna have to go to the first aid tent. Like,
yeah. Now, you know, motion sickness, this is all very subjective. Your mileage will vary. For me, Tron, no issues. Loved it. We probably did it, I don't know, 5 or 6 times in a row during the media preview, like again and again. It's super awesome. This is back to what I was saying a minute ago about how Tron is a nice enhancement to the Tomorrowland skyline. There's these great vantage points, you know, where you can see Tron sort of showing off. I love this angle where you can see Space Mountain and the Tron canopy. Whether or not you ride the ride in the day or at night, it's definitely worth coming to the area at night to see the canopy light up. It's truly mesmerizing.
If you like Pandora and that kind of after dark glowy atmosphere, this is kind of the same thing. You can enjoy it in the day, you can enjoy it at night. It's worth seeing in both cases.
Yeah. One thing that I want to talk about for Tron, because I want everybody to have the best experience possible, is I want to talk about the lockers at Tron. We've got a photo, right there. Okay, so because the ride is very fast, it's very thrilling, because of the position and the way you sit in the seat, you do not bring any of your stuff with you on the ride. If you have something very small, your glasses, a cell phone, whatever, there's a little compartment in your...
Very, very little.
Yeah, like...
just the size of glasses and a cell phone.
Yes. So you can stash your most important things. You know, if you're blind without your glasses, you can keep your glasses on. I rode the ride with my glasses, no issue.
Me too.
Again, your mileage may vary. So there's this locker system. It's very straightforward. It's very easy to use. There's this huge wall of lockers, hundreds of lockers. If the number pad is illuminated, you tap your magic band, or if you're still using a plastic ticket card, you tap that on the illuminated light, the door pops open, stash your stuff, you're good to go. After the ride, tap it again.
You actually come around the other side of the lockers. They're double-sided lockers. You may have seen the Disney Parks blog video on this, but there's a door on either side. So you put it in this door when you're going in, and then coming out, that your number will now be illuminated. And if you forget your number, there's a little tap thing where you could tap your magic band. It'll be like, you're a locker 237. And then you can go there, tap, and get your stuff out. But they're small.
They are small. So can you go back to the video of us? Because I brought a prop. No.
Is there a video of us?
No.
Oh.
Just us.
Just us. Got it.
Okay. Hear me out, guys. This is my backpack that I bring to Disney. This is a Low Pro Fast Pack 250. I wrote these numbers down. I don't think that this is bigger or unwieldy than any standard backpack that you would bring to the park.
This is much smaller than the backpack I bring to the park, which is that black and white Mickey backpack that they were like giving away in all the gift shops for many years if you spent a certain amount of money. This is much smaller.
So I want to tell you this because I want you guys to have a stress-free, awesome time on Tron. This bag is the absolute largest. Like, I fit this bag in the locker, but I had to scrunch it a little more than I would have liked to.
And you had to take everything out and put your camera equipment in
Right.
another locker.
Yes. Now, I was carrying more stuff than your average park goer. I had a tripod, I had a camera, I had extra lenses. It was a media event. I had to take the tripod out of the side pocket, and that went in its own separate locker. And I was able to fit this bag in, but like I say, I really had to, give her to get the door shut. But here's the thing that I want to warn everybody about. If your bag has lots of little straps and dangly things, make sure you've got all of that tucked away as neat as you can.
Mhm.
Because when you push the bag in and close the door, you can trap one of these.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the ride, when you go to the opposite side of the locker, you can't get your bag out.
I would also say when you do go to the other side to get your stuff out, if you don't just have like one bag, if you have multiple things happening in there, like I, took off my sunglasses or something and put them in there, be really careful when you bring stuff out. I had a couple instances where my tripod or my sunglasses were kind of like looped in with my bag, and I pulled it out and they came crashing to the ground. They were all fine, but that might not be the case every time. So be delicate or put everything inside the bag. A lounge fly will fit.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Anything too much bigger than a lounge fly, you're going to have a problem with. But the good news is there are pretty affordable lockers at the front of the park. So if you are traveling with a ton of stuff, I usually do travel with a ton of stuff. I got extra clothes, I got sunscreen, I got all sorts of things.
We know it's really
diaper bags.
Yeah, or we know it's popular. Like if you're going as the whole family, like sometimes one person brings a big knapsack and holds everybody's stuff.
Just make it easy on yourself before you ride Tron. Go spend your $5 or $7 to put that in at the front of the park. Or better yet, when you get there in the morning, you don't have to carry it around all day. You could just pop back to Main Street to get your stuff. But do that so you're not stressed out about trying to jam and fit everything in.
Yeah. So, couple more follow-ups on the lockers. I don't want you to be too concerned. They're very manageable. In the case of me, where I had trapped myself with the strap, just flag down a cast member. They can open up the other side of the locker. It's all fine. Totally resolved.
Trina, great question. Yes, you can use more than one locker per person, but to do that, you have to find a cast member.
You need cast member help. So because the locks open either with your Magic Band or your ticket card, it's one locker per person. If you really have too much stuff, or like if you can't share with a friend, ask a cast member. They'll give you a blank card that acts as another. It doesn't entitle you to any other park admissions or lightning lanes.
When you're done tapping out at the end, there's a little bucket that you put them in so they can recycle them.
So just flag down a cast member. They'll give you a card. So you use your Magic Band to open one door and then this card to open another. Those are my helpful tips. Like I say, the locker system, it works great. The two-sided doors, it's very quick and easy. You put your stuff in as you're entering the queue. You grab your stuff out as you're in the exit. Totally fine.
Now, here is my tip for you, which is less important than Danny's tip. But a lot of times when we talk about going on roller coasters, for anyone who has longer hair, and my hair is not even that long, but it can get a mess on roller coasters. Usually, I always say, every single picture of me on Guardians of the Galaxy, just hair in my face, right? Don't wear a hair tie on this because it's so fast, the hair will blow away from you and your pictures will be awesome. The photo pass on this ride are incredible. My favorite photo pass of any ride. They have cameras on both sides. So if you're riding together, Steph gets a good photo, Danny gets a good photo. Maybe you're riding beside a stranger because you have an odd number in your party. Everyone's gonna get a cool photo.
Do you see the awesome hair blowing from the speed of the ride? Like,
it looks great.
It looks awesome.
And it actually didn't get that tangled.
No. Honestly, the photo pass for this ride is incredible. You get both a still photo as well as a sort of pre-composed slow-mo video.
Look at my hair. That could be your hair.
some of us don't have hair, so we just have to live vicariously. But the photo passes, they're super awesome. The on-ride capture is amazing. We got the chance to talk with the photo pass people, and they were explaining the technological upgrades that Disney has done to make sure that they can capture it. They're really proud of having the capture happen on both sides of the vehicle so that everybody gets that prime, awesome photo. And then outside of the ride, there's other cool photo opportunities. So the ride is sponsored by Enterprise, which is green colored. So this is the Team Green photo op. Looks super awesome at night. This is a light up Tron identity disc prop that some of the PhotoPass photographers have. This is a real physical prop that they pose you with for the thing. The poses are awesome. This is a magic shot. I'm not holding anything here. This is a digital add-in. This is, if anyone remembers what the film poster from the 1982 Tron looked like, this is the shot from the movie poster with the identity disc.
Yeah. There's also some very cool merch, like identity discs, that you can get. Do you want to talk about this at all?
Tons of awesome merch. You know, it's Disney. There's always a gift shop. The gift shop is super cool. A lot of the Tron stuff is very interactive.
Yeah.
They're doing this whole Tron identity program. So a lot of the toys and the action figures, you can see here, they sort of light up. You know, this one's green and stuff.
See that little chip on the table? So you can basically make a chip, a computer chip right here.
Yeah.
Oh, right there. You can make a computer chip that you customize with your face. With, like, for me, I would like make it pink and I would make it my face, and then I would record something like, I fight for the users. And you can put it in the action figures, you can put it in the identity disc, you can put it in the RC car. There's a whole bunch of things. And like if we only had one RC car and I was pink and you were green or whatever, so you put the chip in, it will change it to the color.
It updates and changes. It's super cool. You can see here, like, there's different light up elements depending on how you program your identity chip. When you plug it into the different action figures and stuff, it'll change color. Just really cool, really neat high-tech stuff. These costume jackets that look like the movie outfits, these light up, which is super cool.
I can't wait to see people walking around in Tomorrowland with these. This is my favorite line,
yes,
though. This
there is also
line.
this amazing vintage line based off the 1982 film. I just love this stuff.
And who did they do the action figures with? Super 7?
Super 7 is the name of the company. It's very faithful recreations. It's super awesome. Flynn's arcade stuff.
It's cute.
It's really cute. You know, Tron is one of those movies that has like a cult following. There are people who are really dedicated who love Tron. And then there are people who are like, Tron, what's that?
Yeah.
And it's really great to see it being celebrated like this.
Honestly, you're going to enjoy Tron either way. Like if you like, unless you hate roller coasters, but like if you like roller coasters, you do not need to have seen Tron to enjoy this.
It's just fun. It's a great launch coaster.
It's so smooth. It's so fast. There's no loops. There's no like insane corkscrews or anything. It's like just like smooth. Love it. Love it.
It's really great. Is there anything else you want to say about Tron?
No, but I did want to talk really quickly about Roundup Rodeo BBQ, which opened last week, but we got to go have a preview of it. We didn't get to eat there, but we did get to talk to some chefs and see the food, see it plated, and walk around the restaurant. It is so cute. I can't wait to go back for a full meal. The lighting in there, it's going to sound weird because there's a ton of stuff. There's a million colors going on, but the lighting inside is like really soothing. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just kind of like a little bit dim, but not too dark for kids. But like, I think you could sit down with your kids, have a nice leisurely meal, play some I Spy because there's so much to look at. And it's not character dining, but you will see props and things that represent Woody and Buzz and whatever.
You have to remember, in Toy Story Land, you're the size of one of Andy's toys.
Yeah.
And there's a great little Easter egg, would you call it? Like, so if you're paying attention at Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, you might hear Andy approaching,
Yeah.
and all of the servers and everyone in the restaurant will freeze. Because if you think about Toy Story, that, oh, the Andy's
Andy's
coming.
coming. Freeze. So like that's cute. The food looks fantastic. I talked with Chef Brian, who actually headed up the menu. He also headed up the menu at Star Wars
Cruiser.
Galactic Star Cruiser, which is some of our favorite food at Disney World. They're smoking the meats and everything on site. There are a ton of amazing plant-based options. I'm going to order plant-based when we go because it looked so good.
More for me.
It's an all-inclusive menu, so it's as much as you want. They do bring out like these skillets. You get to choose from four of 8 different side dishes. You get to choose 1 dessert per person. The side dishes are to share. You also get like 3 salads and biscuits. Like there's so much food. It's a whole smorgasbord. But it smells great. It looks great. From what I've heard from people who've already eaten there, it is delicious. I can't wait to go back, and we're going to be featuring it later this year in WDW Magazine. We also, the last thing is that we did get to stay in one of the brand new renovated rooms at the Grand Floridian, which are lightly themed towards the Mary Poppins Returns, the new one with Emily Blunt. It's all of these beautiful like sea foam, kind of like cobalt blue,
little
powdery pink,
metallic details,
like watercolor flowers,
they're
little
really,
hidden umbrellas,
yeah,
lots of birds everywhere.
They're really tranquil. They're really beautiful. Like they're elegant and understated.
They're very smartly laid out. There's a lot of storage, but if you want, you can put all your stuff away and not look at it and like really enjoy the hotel room. I'm the kind of person who 5 seconds after I'm in a hotel room, it looks like an explosion happened because all my stuff is everywhere. And I think I kept it in check.
Also, shout out to Gasparilla Island Grill. That's the quick service location at the Grand Floridian.
It's one of our faves.
They are putting out some serious eats. We had the Cuban sandwich with the kettle chips.
Yep.
I had the Italian sandwich one night for dinner, and we had it was like a chicken adobo.
Oh, a chicken adobo bowl. I think they had a pork adobo bowl also. Or anyway, mojo chicken.
Mojo chicken, yeah.
Also, if you happen to be at the Grand Floridian between now and Easter, they have the Grand Cottage set up. You can go see all these beautiful Easter eggs, but there's also like a treat shop there, kind of like when they do the gingerbread house. Lots of great things, but the thing that we got was a carrot cake coffee cake. It was like a hybrid of a cinnamony carrot or a cinnamony coffee cake and a carrot cake. Has cream cheese icing in the center. It's delicious. Really highly recommend.
Yeah.
If you're there, you could also pop upstairs to Basin and get some of their Easter egg shaped bath bombs. Easter at Disney World. Is there anything like it? So that was really, really beautiful. And I think a huge update. We stayed 2 years ago at the Grand Floridian, the old room.
We stayed
still very nice.
Just before the start of the 50th celebration.
Yeah. And that was also great, but the new rooms are a serious upgrade. Yeah. They're very, very nice.
They're better laid out. Great charging situation. Lots of outlets. Lots of USB ports. This is something that I care a lot about because I've got lots of gadgets and stuff to charge when we travel.
And there's a cute little scavenger hunt that you can do around the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, and the Contemporary. You can pick up at any of the resorts. You can pick up the little guide to do it. And then there's a segment at each of the monorail hotels. So that's really fun too if you kind of want an afternoon out of the parks, or maybe on your arrival day, you're not going to the parks. That could be a really fun like mini monorail crawl. So... oh, you know what else? So I went to all of the parks, every single one of these parks in 2 days, and rode all the best things. But my favorite thrill is probably going to surprise, well, it might not surprise all of you, but my favorite thrill is actually Kilimanjaro safaris. Because I'm a huge animal lover, and we're only a few days away from the start of April, which is Earth Month. And Animal Kingdom actually opened 25 years ago on April 22nd, which is Earth Day. So our April issue is entirely dedicated to Animal Kingdom. We've had really positive feedback on our 50th anniversary Magic Kingdom issue and our 40th anniversary Epcot issue. So now we have the 25th anniversary Animal Kingdom issue. And I'm so excited about it. It's really beautiful. Danny and Abby, who do the layout, did such a great job with all of the articles and the photos from our photographers. We've got otters, we've got macaws, we've got tigers. Oh my.
Animal Kingdom is a park that is very special to us. It's a park that people, I don't think, pay enough attention to. We're very excited about this 25th anniversary.
Oh, that centerfold. You have to show that centerfold.
It's a beautiful issue. It's a beautiful park.
And we just got an advanced copy from our printer today. 2 days ago, I think. But you have until Friday. If you're not already a subscriber, if you subscribe by Friday, this will be the very first issue that you get. I'm putting a link below with a very special code. If you subscribe and use code by Friday and use code nature, we're actually going to throw in a bonus Animal Kingdom issue for you, which is this issue that we did a couple years ago. It's still full of great information. Got Kevin on the cover here, but it has an interview with Dr. Mark in it, and he's the head of all the animal veterinary kind of things at Animal Kingdom. He was so gracious to do an interview with us. It's really one of my favorite pieces that we've ever done in the magazine. This one is not entirely Animal Kingdom. It's about nature, so it's a lot of Animal Kingdom, but it has some Epcot, it has some Magic Kingdom, it has some resorts.
The interview with Dr. Mark was very special. It's a fascinating read.
We're going to give it to you for free if you use code nature and you subscribe by Friday.
Subscribing is the best way you guys can support us. We love it when you follow us on social media, and we love it when you tune into our streams. Supporting the magazine is how we keep doing all of the awesome stuff that we do. It's how we get to make the magic, support our team members.
We print in America, which is more expensive than if we printed in other places, but we really feel strongly about supporting the U.S. economy.
We're really proud of this magazine that we've put together, and we know a lot of you watching tonight are already subscribers, which means
cannot thank you
so much to us. But for those of you who haven't tried a subscription yet, now is a perfect time to start. You get that bonus issue. All the details are on shop.wdwpublishing.com.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next thing, though, which is our trip to the city of brotherly love. And was it? Everyone was so nice in Philadelphia. Who knew?
So we were in Philadelphia, and you might be thinking, there's no Disney park in Philadelphia. And you're right. But for the moment, at the Franklin Institute, there is the Disney 100 exhibit. You guys all know 2023 is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. You've seen the celebrations happening in California. The celebrations are coming to Florida as part of this 100 Years of Wonder. Disney Archives has helped put together this incredible traveling exhibit. It is, for the moment, in Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute. It will be moving to other major cities around America.
And there is a duplicate version of this that will be traveling around Europe that's launching in Munich next year. And the archives just announced today that there are going to be 7 unique artifacts in the Munich exhibit.
Yeah, it's a really cool. We're not going to show you everything. We were there for hours. There's tons and tons of stuff to see.
We are going to be doing a blog post about this, but we're also going to be doing some in-depth features in both Disneyland Magazine and WDW Magazine. And honestly, probably we'll be talking about things from this exhibit in history pieces for years to come, because there's just so much. It's so cool.
There's really cool stuff. It goes all the way back to the very earliest days. These are some storyboard examples from Steamboat Willie, but it's not just like a chronological history of the Disney Company. It's divided up by
10 different
theme.
segments.
Yeah, it's divided up by theme, and it talks about, where they get inspiration for storytelling and technological innovations. This is a cool artifact. If you remember, from the start of the Snow White animated feature, There's this very ornate storybook.
That's actually something that they use in a lot of the early fairy tale books.
That's true. Anyways, here it is.
Movies.
It's on display
It was
in Philly.
very cool to see.
Very cool. This was a really neat interactive display. This is sort of what the inside of that storybook looks like.
This one's actually Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. As you turn the page of the book, and there's a lot of hands-on, tactile things for guests to interact with. As you turn the page of the book, this video screen behind you updates in real time and adds in cool little animations.
There's also a lot of like audio features throughout the exhibit that you can like listen to and find out more, or like tablets that you can use to scroll through and like read many panels to learn about things more in depth that interest you.
It's a very unique exhibit, the way it's laid out. It's not just standard, items behind glass.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to attend during D23 a panel with Walt Disney Archives where they talked about sort of the inspiration and the process for how they developed this show. There's Steph.
I'm wearing Mickey jeans and a Mickey beret.
Definitely a great place to show off your Disney style.
It is.
We saw so many people in Philadelphia, all generations, coming to this show. It was great for multi-generational families because everybody has those different connection points with Disney.
Saw a grandma talking to her grandkids saying like, oh, look, Annette Funicello, she used to be on the TV when I'd come home from school. Things like that. So cute.
It's very cool. There's lots of really interesting props, stuff from animation, stuff from films. This is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It gets very contemporary. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about Marvel. This was a thrill for us. We're big Star Wars fans. Getting up close and personal with these artifacts is really cool.
Oh, the helmets.
These were some really awesome helmets from the Marvel films.
The Munich exhibit is going to have the red and gold Iron Man helmet.
It's very cool. There was a whole music section that was one of my favorite parts.
It was very cool.
Because music is obviously such a huge part of what Disney does, and they did these great. There was a listening station, and you could change the language. They were doing some of the songs from Encanto, and you could hear them in
Hebrew, Japanese, Brazilian, Portuguese.
Yeah, they must have had 24 languages available. Very cool. Then this is from the Three Caballeros. There's a great mix of like interactive stuff, animation sketches, concept art.
And because it is not done in chronological order, first of all, each gallery really has its own kind of distinct color, distinct layout, a very different vibe in each room. But in each room, they are talking about stuff from back in the day, stuff that's contemporary. So for instance, in the adventure section, we were talking about Jungle Cruise and Indiana Jones and Marvel and Star Wars and Moana and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea all at once, and some more things too. But it was very cool that it's not like if you're bringing kids, you have to wait till the end when like Moana and Frozen and Zootopia come up. Or if you're bringing a grandma, you only want to see the first two exhibits when we're talking about Mickey Mouse and Walt, It's really nicely laid out.
It is. It's very thoughtful. There's cool stuff that you wouldn't normally get to see. This is a programming console for audio animatronic figurines. And you can see this sort of rough outline of a person and then all of the knobs and dials and controls.
And this version was used up until the 90s.
Yeah. There's some great sort of peel back the layers and look at how the audio animatronics are actually constructed.
Yeah.
I found this stuff fascinating. This is a beautiful map. This is drawn by Herb Ryman. He's a Disney legend. At Disneyland, you may have heard of the Ryman tree. It's a little small tree that's planted just by the castle.
We talked about it in the first issue of our Disneyland magazine.
We did talk about it in the first issue of Disneyland magazine.
If you guys don't know, we also have DLR magazine, which is all about Disneyland. It's not monthly; it's 4 times a year, quarterly. Danny even has one.
Disneyland magazine.
This is our spring issue, but our summer issue is going to print in a couple weeks, so there is still time to order that if you want it. It's over at shop.wdwpublishing.com.
I know that we're still called WDW magazine, but it's so much more than just Disney World. The Disneyland magazine is something that we've been trying to make a reality for a long time. Issue 3, like Steph says, is about to go to the printer. Yeah. You can subscribe to that. We really love it.
That one's really amazing. It has the new World of Color 1 in it. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout, so many good things.
So anyways, back to Philadelphia.
And Disneyland.
This is an original Disneyland sort of aerial concept map. This is drawn by Herb Ryman. He's a Disney legend.
Marissa's just joined us. Hi, Marissa. If you guys don't know Marissa Alvarado, she's an incredibly talented artist and photographer. She works with us both at the magazine and at our other site, Dad's Guide to Walt Disney World. Dad's Guide to WDW.com. Marissa is, I think you just got back from the Philadelphia. Also, you were there a couple days after us. So she says she can't wait to see our captures. Well, Marissa, we can't wait to see yours. Everyone say hi to Marissa.
The Disney 100 gallery is great if you're in the Philadelphia area and a Disney fan. Strongly recommend. Disney hasn't put out the full schedule of where the show is going. You can go to the Disney 100 exhibit website for updates. It may be coming to a city near you. We definitely recommend.
But if you are anywhere near Philadelphia, I cannot recommend going to this highly enough.
Yeah,
not just for this. We did like a midweek weekend kind of thing.
We had a great time in Philadelphia. We had a really helpful reader and subscriber.
Jennifer, thank you for all of your suggestions on
She gave us some great food recommendations. Yeah. Philly's a great food town. I had a cheesesteak, of course, because Philadelphia, but beyond the cheesesteaks there, we had tons of great food.
Cannolis, brunch, minty, lemony, rosewater drinks, so many like artisanal coffees.
It was
Whales Rancheras.
Super fun.
Chinese food.
The Franklin exhibit, it was a real highlight. We really enjoyed Philadelphia. If anybody watching tonight is from the area, we had a lovely time in your city. It was super fun.
Oh, do you want to show off your souvenir?
I do want to show off my souvenir. So, because it's Disney and because it's a museum show, there are all kinds of beautiful things. This is, I would call this like the exhibit catalog. It's this wonderful, beautifully produced
coffee table
book that gives you details on all of the artifacts that you see in the show. Some insight into the original artists, some helpful explanations. There's a great scale model in the show of the multiplane camera. This is one of the very important film animation innovations that the Disney company pioneered. It's super cool.
Yeah,
this is my souvenir from the book. I don't know if it reads on camera, but like it's really nice printing with this hollow shiny foil cover. There's lots of great keepsakes and souvenirs. If we hadn't been flying home, there's really beautiful posters that we wanted, gorgeous, but I don't think they would have fit in our suitcase.
No. And I don't know if they had poster tubes or not, but the poster tube wouldn't have fit in our suitcase anyway.
Anyway, so that's been our whirlwind. We were in Florida for Tron. We were home for a few days. We were in Philadelphia for the exhibit.
So many things.
And
that was just on the heels of our Star Wars attraction special coming out. We actually haven't received that yet, but I know that it's in the mail, and I've heard a few people have gotten it in their hot little hands already.
I can show you the ad for it, but I don't have one yet from the printer. Like in the past, how we have done our Haunted Mansion attraction special and our Pirates of the Caribbean attraction special, we polled you, the fans, the readers, and everybody wanted Star Wars. So here we are, Galaxy's Edge Star Wars Attraction Special.
It's really focused on Galaxy's Edge, but we do talk about Star Cruiser when we talk about having the port excursion or the port adventure down to Batuu. We do talk about Star Tours because that's what started the entire history of Lucasfilm working with Disney on these in-park attractions. And we go really, really deep into the Imagineering, the music, everything that happens in the food, everything in Galaxy's Edge.
This is a special issue. This is outside of the regular subscription. Even if you subscribe to the magazine, you won't be getting this issue unless you placed an order. It is cover to cover Star Wars.
And it's shipping now. So if you want it, the link is down below.
If you were part of the pre-sale, and thank you for everyone who was a part of the pre-sale, those are out in the mail. It's in USPS's hands now.
If you don't have it by the end of April, send our team a message at help@wwmagazine.com, and we'll be sure to get a fresh one sent out to you. They should be there by then.
Yes, they've just started shipping. Give it a little bit of time. They're on their way to you if you were part of the pre-sale. And thank you for your support.
So now, as far as we know, we're home for a few weeks before our next big adventure. And what an adventure it will be, because Danny and I are going to Hawaii for a few weeks on a personal vacation. But part of that personal vacation is going to be going to Aulani, where we're going to, that's our first time at Aulani. We're going to capture a whole bunch of information to come back and share with you. So if you have any questions about Aulani that you want to know, things that you want us to check out, make sure, leave us a comment. We'll see it. We're going to do our best to report back from you. Maybe we'll even do a live stream from there. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see how
there's a bit of a time difference. We'll see how that goes.
That is true. The time difference might be a problem.
We're super excited. If there's something specific you want to learn, we'll be doing our best to cover everything at Aulani. If you're from Hawaii, if you visit Hawaii often and you have any recommendations for us
at Aulani or elsewhere in the whole state, we're doing a bunch of island hopping.
Yes, we love talking with our fans and our subscribers. Leave questions in the comments for us if there's Aulani specific stuff you want us to look into.
Deborah says they got their Star Wars Galaxy's Edge issue today, and it's awesome. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Wonderful. Like we said, they're out in the mail. If you've already ordered, it is coming to you. Be patient, but it's totally worth the wait. If you haven't ordered the Star Wars issue, if you haven't subscribed yet to get the Animal Kingdom issue.
If you've just joined us late, I did want to remind you that you have until Friday to subscribe to get our April issue, which is a celebration of 25 years of Animal Kingdom. And we're giving a bonus extra issue. This one right here. This is the new one. This is the bonus one. We're giving that to you if you order by Friday for a new subscription and you use code NATURE. So the link is down below if you want to do that. Like Danny said earlier, subscribing or ordering something from our shop is really the best way to help us support our team, to keep producing the magazine, to keep producing social content and blog content. You know, it's really important to us to be able to share all of these things with you, help you have the best trip possible, help you have the best memories possible. And we're really proud. We have 12, 13 people on our full-time team now, and dozens of photographers and writers and reporters who are freelance. And if you want to support us to support them, you know, a little purchase really goes a long way.
It does. And when we have support of the awesome community like you guys, we're able to grow and expand and do things like the Disneyland magazine.
Yeah.
One day we hope to expand again and bring you DCL magazine.
Yeah, that's another big thing that you guys have been asking for, and we promise we're working on it. And you know what? I know that things are a little tight for a lot of us right now. Even giving a share of something on our social media channels, on your own channels, that goes a really long way to telling a friend, ask for something for your birthday or for Christmas or for Easter. That's just another little way that you can get involved with us.
Please visit shop.wdwpublishing.com. All the links are down below in the chat for all the great stuff we've been talking about. This has been super fun. I hope everyone's excited for Tron to enter the grid. We had an amazing time. I know it's in soft open right now, with the official open being April 4th, which is right around the corner. Let
Virtual
us.
queues are open every day, so
We've got guides up
may
on
the force be with you.
We've got guides up on our website, wdwmagazine.com, if you want to get all the specifics on how to use Lightning Lane and virtual queues to make sure you can ride Tron. And thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We'll see you real soon. Bye.